run that shit up.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Cincy Stripes Podcast. We are now on to episode 7, coming off a huge win against the Cardinals, not only score-wise, but just mentally and physically and emotionally for this team. That was a huge win. Joe Burrow looked really good. Looks like he's getting his health back. Looks like we're progressing forward to having a better season. We got the Seahawks this week. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Then we got our bye. So our fellow's going to be able to rest up after that, after the Seahawks game. But let's get into the Cardinals recap right here.
We look good.
Yeah, I mean,
That's for sure.
look good.
It's a very good game.
All around, I think it was a very solid game by everybody.
You want to start on offense or defense?
It's a tough one to start off because they both played really well. I guess we can start off on offense a little first, just because it was our biggest play
I was
factor,
gonna say
and
the
also
first kind of explosion.
it was our first offensive explosion. Also, there was some struggles early on with the run game and with the offensive line picking up stunts and stuff like that. So we can get into that real quick. It appears to me that Ted Karras and Volson are struggling to communicate with stunts and picking up their personnel on
Like up the middle.
It
the
seems
middle.
it's really
Yeah.
bad with free runners coming through.
Yeah, up the middle especially. Like Karras almost looks lost at sometimes, like almost turned around. I mean, I don't know if
Scares me
it's
with the defenses we got coming up, but I have faith that they can work on it, like get it together.
yeah. Luckily, Burrow gets
We
the
got the
ball
bye
quick.
week also after this week, so hopefully that'll help.
The run game does need to get a little better, considering that the line we do have, and Eric, put it in here. He's like, is it time for Frank to go? Frank Pollock, not maybe to get fired, but maybe step away from the run game coordination.
I mean, it's. I would think it's a little early just because we're running everything from shotgun still.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I feel like we're
if we're-
averaging.
Yeah, like I mean, what do you really expect? I mean, he's got to get 2 yards before he can even get a yard. You know what I mean? So when we can get back to under center, I think that's going to be kind of more of a judge with this line, just because we haven't really seen it in full strength yet. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think he can do better, running every play from shotgun.
Yeah,
Kills.
It's just hard to judge. Like how do you really get a judge on what you're expecting when you don't have all the pieces you need?
Yeah, but going back to that, I think Volson, these are the weakest link on the O line.
Yeah,
I mean, he's shown that he can be okay, but I think if you can upgrade, you upgrade.
That's what I was
just
about to
think
say. At what point, if we could upgrade, do we upgrade? I know people want to hold on to him, and are saying give him a chance because he's a second year.
well, he's cheap too. I mean, on a rookie deal, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying cut him. You keep him.
Yeah,
He'd
me
be a
either,
great
yeah.
backup for every guard position. I just think it's time, next year, in the draft.
How do you think
see
he would?
someone.
How do you think he takes? How do you think he takes that? If someone you're saying, if we draft someone and he immediately takes his spot.
I mean, he kind of came into a great situation. I mean, he came into a really, really rebuilding offensive line, slid into a spot that we kind of needed. He solidified it to where, the tackle positions were more of a need, so we didn't really go after guards in his position. And he kind of, reaped the benefits of that. He's played okay, but it's starting now that we've upgraded around him. He's now that weak link. It's just kind of
you can easily notice it.
yeah,
which
it's
is-
noticeable.
And I think he's hurting Ted Karras too with a lot of stuff. So
It's just it's communication between both of them. I think they can both improve throughout the season and get better. One thing about the offensive line I think that we need to do is everything in our power to keep Jonah Williams long term.
I was going to say, shout that dude out.
I think he's proven himself to be our franchise right tackle for us. If he he is a free agent after this year.
But again, I think he's going to want to
He's
go back
gonna
to
want
left
money.
tackle and left tackle money. And people will pay him to be a left tackle.
I pay him really
somewhere.
good right tackle money.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely right tackle money. It's
Yeah.
not. It's still not left tackle money.
No, I mean, he had an 80.6 PFF grade against the Cardinals,
I hope we do pay him.
and it was
'cause
fourth among
He deserves it.
all tackles in Week 5. So he played.
It's just a matter
really
if he
good.
wants to go back to left tackle after this year. But
like I've said it before, I think he tests out the market, see what's there.
I mean,
for
why
him.
wouldn't you, right? I mean,
Yeah, all power to him for doing it. I mean, if he does do it,
money. Got to make the money. I mean, I get it.
I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to play left tackle somewhere and get left tackle money. I wouldn't blame him for that. But I think in on our side, we need to do everything we can
yeah,
to at least
For sure.
offer it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
At
Yeah.
least offer.
Would you guys rather try to hit on a draft a guard if for like a replacement, just a scenario, or would you rather try to bring in like a vet
For guard or
yeah.
tackle? For right tackle.
for guard? I'm talking for Volson.
I think
Okay.
it depends who's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know we don't know the free agents obviously, but
Don't know the free agents yet. Don't even know. It's too early in college football right now to see who the big standouts are
just
for
wonder because
offensive
like
line.
obviously like I mean the Bengals have hit on some skill positions in the drafts, but like line's kind of still been a struggle for us. You know what I mean? I wonder what their approach would be.
I think that still goes down to Frank Pollock
Mm-hmm.
with drafting.
I
think he's not.
I agree with you on that.
Maybe he
but
doesn't see the talent, but as long as he can coach it, it'll work out.
One thing I don't know if he's really a part of the transition of Jonah to right tackle, but Jonah is transitioned really well over there. So, I mean, do we want to credit Frank for that, or do we want to credit more Jonah for that?
I'm not really sure.
I would say, I mean, everybody should get hats off. I mean, Jonah should get the most out of it. I mean, he kind of embraced that position change.
Mhm.
Obviously, a little bit of a rough terrain at first, requesting the trade, but then he kind of embraced it, and I think he's been nothing but worked hard and put out results. I mean, I just respect him a lot for that, honestly. Like, coming in, you're the left tackle. We bring in an all-pro.
And he
then,
could just be like, and he could be annoying all season, like, and still be like saying like either pay me or like I want to be left tackle, like, because he went to the season like requesting trade, like you said. So like he could have been still like bitter about it all season. Instead, he took the approach of still wanting to help the team win, even though he knows he's on a contract year. Taking the approach of getting a different position, like you said, in the right tackle, like he played in college. And he's doing really well. He's looked like he's looked like probably our best lineman all around, besides maybe Orlando, but he had a bad week. So.
I mean, one of our best linemen pass blocking wise has been Kappa so far.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kappa and Jonah, I think, have really anchored down that right side really well.
dude,
He looks good over there. I don't know why. I feel like we run left a lot. I feel like we should start run right.
Well, week one, it seems like all we did was run right. And then since then, it feels like all we've done is run left.
Yep.
But, I mean, Mixon had 25 carries for 81 yards, averaged, 3.24 yards per carry, which isn't too bad of a game considering, he did get 25 carries in an offensive explosion.
right.
Like, he got 25 carries in a game. Chase got 15 receptions.
A lot of late carries too to Chu Clock.
Yeah.
Like in obvious run scenarios to where probably wasn't going to get the most out of those carries anyway.
That game just felt good.
That Cardinals front seven, like as much as I don't really know their names, they
were
look
flying,
good.
they were flying around the field,
That's
man.
what I said. So like it wasn't like easy carries either. Like he
Jonathan
just had to
Gannon, he has those boys ready to play.
Yeah, that's for
They,
sure.
they look good.
Yeah, they did. I think Dobbs kind of came back to earth a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a talented guy, but like he played it insane. He's been playing kind of, I think, above to where he kind of has been, and I think the Bengals defense kind of brought him back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bengals. We'll get into Chase and Burrow after we get into the defense. I mean, our defense just looked. I mean, Pratt led the team in total tackles with 10.
He had that diving pick.
He had that diving
That was
pick.
sick.
Looked
Even
sick.
though it
Yeah.
was really unnecessary, but still good for the stat line. It
Yeah.
kind of hurt him, but because it was fourth down.
You make a play though. I mean,
Yeah.
Why not? Cam Taylor-Britt got his first pick.
Yep. Technical first.
Technical first pick. He did.
Playoffs.
His first pick was against the
Josh.
Bills, but his technical first pick
And it
was
a pick six.
a pick six, which was
Did you see the mic'd up? Jermaine was
Yeah.
mic'd up, and he said he had told like Cam Taylor-Britt. He said we're gonna get you one or something, and he got that pick six.
And then-
battle looked good too.
Jordan. Yeah. What is it? Was it today or yesterday? I think it was today. Lou Anarumo said that Nick Scott and Battle are probably going to split reps.
Love to see that.
Which I actually
Yeah.
like that.
Dude, Battle's athleticism
Wow.
just showed out on the field. Like,
Ask, Eric, when we drafted him, I was hyped just because
Oh,
I was
yeah.
huge on him in college.
yeah,
I thought he was always excellent at Alabama, and I was happy to get him here.
yeah.
And I think he's going to prove it and be the guy.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good pick. I think he plays more like Von Bell,
Mhm.
which is, I think, what
Yeah.
Cincy wants.
Yeah. That's a good comparison.
That and who's Trey Hendrickson. I mean, he balled out again.
2.5.
Dude,
so
he's
at
having a
6
big
now,
year, man.
Tied for second with a lot of guys.
A lot of guys have
Second in the
6,
league,
and
yeah.
Khalil Mack's at 6, and I think he got like 5 of
Five
them
in a
Five in
game.
one
Yeah.
game.
against the Raiders. So Hendrickson's like not. It's like not even just the sacks too. Like his pressures.
He's just so consistent. Like
Yeah.
I feel like even if he's not getting the sacks, he's always getting pressures. Like he's just consistently getting there. So what a great move a couple years ago bringing him in. I mean,
DJ Turner was really, really impressive his first career start. I'm a
He looks
huge
really
fan of DJ
good.
Turner.
Oh, I love that pick when they took him.
Yeah, he's just flying around the field. Flying. He's fast. So, I mean, that was a great pick. The entire defense looks really good. Logan Wilson had a drop pick, so, I mean, numbers are kind of skewed a little bit because Logan Wilson dropped a pick throwing right at him, so we should have had one more.
Yeah. We say really good, but we got to limit, like, the big plays.
the missed tackles.
They
like,
got us again with the trick play where they get the fake end around and everybody fell for the pump fake.
I mean, that kind of stuff happens. So like you lose the ball for 1 second,
Mm-hmm.
it's gone.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's always one trick play on us a week that always happens in big plays, and it seems like it's always big plays that happen because it seems like we're not on the field as long because they have like the first couple plays of the drive will be like a big pass, and then we'll have a nice get them the third down, and they might get one more, or
Yeah.
we'll stop them.
I don't know.
But-
It seems like the last couple of years, the Bengals defense has been kind of turnover hungry. Like we've been getting turnovers.
We're +6 in turnovers this
Yeah.
year.
Like
So-
it's been nice to see that kind of aspect of it, not turning the ball over, and getting turnovers.
I love that they're hungry for the ball. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
like I mean, Pratt every
They
time
go
you
for
see him,
strip.
he's stripping the ball. Sometimes it does. You're like, just tackle him, Pratt.
Yes,
But then when he pops the ball, you're like, oh, okay, hell yeah, Pratt.
Is Logan Wilson like second since 2019?
He had
in
another
picks
drop
for
one, too.
linebackers?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean 9,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Would have been 10.
Yeah.
They get Butterfingers.
Apparently, Zach said he gave him some grief on the plane about it, just joking with him.
Yeah, I need some glue for them hands. Yeah, right.
Real quick before we dive in a little bit more to the offense, Brad Robbins, another good week of punting. He only had 3 punts.
That's what you love
That's
to see.
all- I love seeing
A lot
that.
better than week one.
I love seeing 3 instead of 10, but he averaged 48.3 yards per punt.
Another
He
good week.
punted 1 inside the 20, and his longest was 58. So I mean that's a great day for a punter.
I love that when he is having to punt, that he's doing better and way better than he was in the beginning of the year when he was obviously struggling a little bit. But I love that he's taking advantage of these great punts, like you said. There's 1 in the 20. I love when they pin him back in the deep.
Dude, if you can start becoming a guy to where we're like, all right, we got to punt, but we're pinning them,
Mm-hmm.
like to where it's a weapon, like that's a game changer for us, especially if the offense is kind of slow starting in these games. We punt the first couple drives or 2 of the first 4, but they're only getting 3 out of those because of him being able to punt. That helps us a lot, and hopefully he can become that guy.
I think he can eventually. Probably going into the next year, I think he's probably a top 10 punter. I think he has the ability to be that. And just get into some negatives real quick again before we get into our really positive offense is our tight end situation that we have. We didn't have a single reception from a tight end versus the Cardinals. And Irv Smith is just practically useless
Disappointing.
in my head.
Extra lineman.
It's disappointing. Like
Not
when
even
I
a
saw
good
him,
extra
He's not even a good extra
whenever I
lineman.
saw him in like Minnesota, like when he was healthy and playing, he did look good and was making plays for Kirk.
He's a good
It's just
athlete.
Like, I
He's-
don't know why he's not turning over with us, but
I mean, he had one good play. He got a PI caught on him. I think that was it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, at
I
this point,
do
like,
want more.
the off
Oh,
like
love more.
it looked way better when we had Tanner Hudson on
Yeah.
the field.
Well, and it
Who
hurts
was
too because
out.
there was some pretty good tight ends in this draft,
Yeah.
and it's like, dang,
Like I really wanted Laporta.
Or not, I
Mayer,
mean-
haven't really seen much, but
like there was some pretty decent tight ends that maybe Bengals went their way in the draft. Eric Sturr, the guy Eric's wearing right now is panning out good, so it worked out. But it just makes you sit back and like, dang, kind of wish Burrow had that elite tight end, but can't have them all. We have.
We're just missing Hayden Hurst.
I wish we had him on like a 3-year instead of just a 1-year last year.
Yeah, we're missing like a four catch, 50-ish yards a game guy
Yeah.
in the big
And
moments.
he was like an energizer too.
That's
Every
what
time
in
he
the big
caught it, he
moments, like
was-
on that 3rd and 7.
And
Mhm.
I feel like Irv could be that, but he just can't stay healthy. And then I don't know.
Killed me on that when he couldn't get that second foot down. Oh my gosh, that
Against
was
the
bad.
Ravens?
I think
Yeah,
that was a big
yeah.
like turnoff for a lot of fans and like a lot of people. like that play right there. Like,
It was definitely a turnoff for me because that's a catch you have to
He
make.
didn't play the next 2 games, and then this game he didn't really do much at all. Like it doesn't even seem like they're like having good routes.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's kind of where it kind of shifted the momentum for him. I hope he turns it around. Obviously, as a fan, like I'm rooting for him.
There's a couple good tight ends in this draft. Jordan's favorite, the guy from Notre Dame,
I forget what his name is.
88. I don't remember.
88 for Notre Dame. The dude's an absolute dog.
Maybe Brock Bowers will follow us.
Brock Bowers going 5. It's going top 5. I don't think he's going to follow us. But this is what Brian Callahan earlier on the tight end and running back positions in the receiving game. Brian Callahan said, we've got to get more out of those positions like we did last season. Our running back group's pretty much the same besides P9. Obviously, I really miss P9.
I think the running backs are producing. I mean, for what they're getting.
In the receiving game, they're not, just because we're not really throwing it to them. But from the tight end position, we definitely need more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you think of Drew Sample, he's one of the best blocking tight ends in the league right now. And then you got Irv Smith, who's supposed to be a receiving threat, not receiving the ball.
Almost can line up out wide. Like
he's just not. I don't think he's getting separation.
Yeah, I'm just ready for Tanner Hudson. Like if he keeps like the next couple weeks, still isn't really doing much. Like I don't see why Tanner Hudson's just chilling on the practice squad when he's a good threat, like in the receiving game. If you're just going to use everybody else for blocking, like if you're just going to use Irv for just blocking, just you might as well use Sample and Wilcox, and then Hudson in the receiving game.
Yeah.
Maybe save the cap space. I don't really know how much it would be.
Either you can't really trade him.
It's very. I guarantee it's very similar.
Yeah.
I think it's probably not even.
Yeah.
One might make $2 million more, but I think Irv only makes like $1 million or $2 million.
No, that's what I was meaning by just like releasing him, or I doubt anyone would trade for him. But
It's just really the roster spot. That's all I'm concerned about. That's it. Just because I do like Tanner Hudson a little bit more right now until we see something from Irv. Obviously, that can change, but I'd say who had a really good day was Trenton Irwin. 8 receptions, 60 yards, 10 targets. He made the most of it.
A lot of production, yeah. He was targeted a lot.
He looked good.
On like some bigger downs too.
Kind of
like,
makes you think for like next year, because it makes you think like we might not bring Boyd back, and then he's Boyd's replacement. Hopefully, well, I guess if Higgins is gone too, but I kind of think he's more like Boyd's replacement.
I think they tag Higgins anyway, like no matter what.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we do.
Higgins will be a Bengal next year, no matter what, in my opinion. It's the year after that that's kind of like, who knows.
So what? It'd be Higgins, Jamar, and Irwin, and then like a mix of Charlie and Yoshi.
I think the Bengals try to bring Boyd back. It's just, I mean, if he could probably go get some more money. He could probably go get paid. He could probably go get paid somewhere.
The Bengals are going to pay him too much to come back.
He could probably go get paid somewhere, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't know about Boyd. I mean, he had 7 targets last game, 39 yards, 6 receptions.
Because the whole game, I'm like, how do you
called
think
back
it feels
touchdown.
I was gonna say he did have
on a phantom hands to the face on Alex Kappa.
Yeah.
It wasn't Kappa's. I mean, technically his hand did go to the face, but it wasn't, egregious. It was the defender swiped his hands up, and then Alex Kappa's right hand scraped across his face mask.
Yeah.
Called hands to the face, which was
he was
dumb.
Like getting up in the ref's face, not like mad like that, but he's asking him like, "Bro, what are you
do?
talking about?" Like he was meaning like he was probably like just doing the football move, part of his move.
Burrow, 36 for 46, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick that was not his fault because Trenton Irwin was tripped / fell.
That sucked to watch, man.
Yeah. You text us before we even saw it.
Oh, sorry.
You said that pick isn't on Burrow. I just look over at Colton.
He said like another pick.
Not on Burrow.
That's not Burrow's fault.
Burrow got sacked 3 times for 30 yards. I think one of those sacks was on Orlando, and then another one was on Volson.
If this was a couple weeks ago, Burrow probably would have been sacked 5-6 times, because there was a couple times he kind of got out of the pocket and made plays happen.
Well, there's one sack he took that was a deep sack just because he was moving.
He was trying to get away, yeah.
And that was
that was a Travion one, wasn't it?
That was no.
Where he snapped on Travion?
No, he snapped on no. That was later in the game.
That was funny. Not funny, but it was kind of funny to watch.
No, it's first
that
or second
counted as a
quarter
sack,
where
obviously.
Burrow was running around trying to avoid the sack. And he took the sack, but I was happy with it just because he was moving.
Yeah.
I mean, Burrow did take off for 10-yard gain, which was nice to see.
Yeah, I think Burrow ended with like 8 yards or something like that. Rushing, because I think he took a knee. But really good day for Burrow.
Yeah, best he's looked all season.
What's even better is Jamar Chase. 19 targets, 15 receptions, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns with a long of 63 yards. And
That
that
was a beauty.
63-yard pass was the longest traveled ball in Joe Burrow's career at 58.1 yards
And it was a
with
dot.
air distance.
That
Dot,
was
absolute
so
dime.
beautiful.
I mean, dude, it was
That was a great
dot.
play by Jamar. I mean,
Burrow-
that's a tough catch in
Dude,
general.
that was a
Jamar's
dot.
looking to his right, catches
he's
it
like
in
looking
over his
stride.
left,
Like, he's like
over his
stride.
left shoulder like this. That's hard. That's hard to do.
In stride.
Yeah, just a
Like-
dime. He broke Carl Pickens' franchise record
That
of
was so
13
beautiful.
receptions in a game. It was just an amazing game all around from this team. Other than the slight mishaps we had early on with communication, the game brought life back into us.
I'm gonna look
That's
at
for
the
sure.
NFL leaders. Is Jamar top 5 now?
He's number 7, I believe.
7.
He's top 10.
6 or 7, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he's 7. But Jefferson's hurt, sadly, so he's going to fall out, obviously.
Yeah,
So he'll
sadly,
move
that
up.
sucks.
Right before we get into the Seahawks preview, we can go over the injury report that was out. Charlie Jones was on the rehab field today. Cheeto was also on the rehab field today with a back injury. He's listed day to day. T is listed day to day with the rib. He was limited. Akeem Davis-Gaither didn't practice today at all. And Burrow's mobility is slowly creeping back. I put that on the injury report right here just because it was his calf limiting him with the mobility-wise. So you can see that coming back.
Same old.
I really hope Cheeto can come back. I don't want Jalen Davis guarding Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, Jamar's at
He ain't producing, though.
476.
Who's Jackson?
Yeah.
I know, but this would be the Bengals always make a rookie or somebody that we've never even heard of look good in a game. I obviously be afraid of Jackson, but he's gonna have a breakout game eventually. They just got off a bye. That's the other scary part about this game.
Their passing offense is ranked 16th in the NFL with 211 yards per game, 5 passing touchdowns, and their rushing offense is ranked 17th in the league. So they're middle of the pack.
They have a good 1-2 punch with Kenneth and Zach
Yep.
Charbonnet.
Their scoring O is ranked 6th, though. They do average 27.8 points per game. So that's something to keep an eye out on.
What did you say their pass defense was? Sorry.
No, I didn't say their pass defense. I was talking about their pass offense.
Oh, my bad.
But their passing defense is ranked 30th in the league.
That's crazy.
They allow-
Is Witherspoon not playing well? I know they have Woolen, Witherspoon, they have a good young secondary. Well, obviously they're not good if they're 30.
I mean, they're ranked 30th with playing the Giants this year, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they allow 280 yards per game through the air. Their rushing defense is ranked 6th. They only allow 87.
When you got Bobby Wagner.
But he's good.
So, I mean, it looks like it could be a very pass-heavy day for us, which, I mean, would be nice for us fans to see again.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I mean, that's just how we are in general, anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Even
yeah.
when we thought, even with Burrows, a couple weeks ago he dropped back. I don't
He
remember.
threw
what
it.
was
He threw it
49
almost
times,
50 times this week.
yeah. That's just how our offense rolls. A lot of the guys that came from the McVay system or the Rams system out there are a lot of pass-heavy guys.
It's just like a trust your quarterback system, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Your best player, give the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Geno Smith has been hurt with a knee injury, so I mean he was a full participant today in practice, but their injury report's quite
he got
hefty.
hurt in that game.
They're
and
probably gonna be
Drew came in
leaning
pretty
on-
serious.
They're gonna probably be leaning on Kenneth.
Yeah,
I mean,
because our run defense isn't very good.
it's,
mean,
it's
like
hit or,
stat-
ours is hit or miss.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying stat-wise, to other teams, they think our run defense
Yeah.
is bad.
It depends on if our linebackers are getting downhill.
Mm-hmm. And another good test for us is they've only allowed 7 sacks this year in 4 games. So I'm hoping with Trey, and then
They
we
might
can
be getting back whoever their left tackle is. I can't think of off the top of my head.
He's kind of older.
dealing with the injury, but he's supposed to be back this week.
but they've only allowed 7 sacks this year. so far. We've allowed 11, so quite, different on that. Their third down offense only has a 28.9% conversion rate. We need to take advantage of that.
I feel like I don't know the stats, but every time I watch the Seahawks, it seems like they're kind of like a big play offense.
Yeah.
They kind of rely on that home run ball.
Charles Cross. So their injury report was like it's Jordan Brooks, Jamal Adams, DK,
Yeah,
Charles
Jamal's
Cross,
gone.
and Kobe
Jamal's-
Bryant.
What is Cross on that?
What do you mean?
Like
Is
limited.
it limited, doubtful?
I'm just on like the ESPN, so it just says questionable. I'll get on our Twitter and figure out while we're talking.
I know Gino was a full participant today, though. I did see that earlier with a knee.
That's 3 starting DBs for them on the injury report, though.
Mm-hmm. And Jamal Adams should be back. I mean, he was out with a concussion.
Yeah, but Jamal Adams, he's not the same as he was a couple years ago. And even,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried about him in pass coverage. He's good. He's a good run stopping safety.
Good downhill guy.
Yeah, he's a good run stopper. But
Limited today. So their full injury report that did not participate in practice was Kobe Bryant, Artie Burns, both of them corners. Guard Damian Lewis and DK did not practice today.
What's it say? What's it say? Rest.
No, it
ribs
says ribs. His rib injury. Limited participant.
could be rest for it.
Yeah, limited participants: Jamal Adams, Jordan Brooks, Charles Cross, Phil Haynes, who's a guard, and then full
So it looks
participants
like
were
they're gonna have
Jerry Mont
everybody
Jones,
back.
who's a D end, and then Jerron Reed and Geno Smith.
Yeah. So they're gonna have everybody.
I think the keys
Two
to
corners.
success would be through Joe Burrow completing mid-level throws across the field and capitalizing in the red zone. Their red zone defense, their red zone defense is ranked 32nd in the league, so they have the worst red zone defense. And I think we really struggle in the red zone. Besides the Cardinals, but before the Cardinals game, it seems like we really struggled to score some touchdowns. So I think we really need to capitalize on that as well.
The Seahawks are such like a hit or miss team. Like
Mhm.
you got to catch them at their. Are you gonna catch them at like their while they're hot? Like Geno could ball, or like he
That's
could.
what I'm saying, dude. They're like a home run team. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get. You could get a 30 bomb from them, or 3, and it comes down to the wire.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends what Geno shows up.
Yeah. That's all I really have for the Seahawks, really.
My biggest thing is I know they're probably gonna be running the ball on us a lot with Kenneth. If we can stop him and limit
Make
him to
the
like
pass.
low yardage per carries, make Geno beat us on the 3rd and longs, I think we'll have the success that we're looking for.
I agree.
Offensively, we obviously we say this every week, but we want to get the run game going just because it opens us up for the play action
Mm-hmm.
on those deep bombs. But copy and paste from last week. I mean, offense looked great last week, so that's all I really have.
I mean, let's put it this way: they faced the Rams week 1, they lost 30-13. Rams have a great pass rush, obviously because Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
They played the Lions week 2.
Great offense.
They beat the Lions 37-31. Then they played the Panthers week 3. They allowed the Panthers to score 27 points, and the Panthers are a rough offense right now. And then they played the
Was that-
Giants.
Was that with Andy though? Andy started at some point.
Andy started that game. Yeah. So, I mean,
Still, but-
Andy dropped 27.
Yeah.
And then the Seahawks, they played the Giants, and they allowed 3 points to the Giants. And that's because the Giants are really bad.
So it's kind of like a roller coaster, but I mean, so are the Bengals
Well, we're a roller coaster because of
health and what we kind of have dealt with this. When we're fully healthy, obviously, last 2 seasons, you've seen what we can be. So
I don't know. As much as I want to say the Seahawks are scaring me, I think the Bengals know what they need to do, like they did last week against the Cardinals. They're coming back home after a away win. They want to go into the bye 3-3, get their minds right and everything before this tough stretch we're about to go on with the Niners, Bills, and yada yada. That's tough. I think they come in and handle business. The jungle's rocking. I think Geno and them, they might have some communication issues and stuff. You guys caused a lot of problems when whatever games we were home. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you guys caused problems. We could hear you through the TV, so it'll be tough for them.
definitely will be just because, they're coming into the, I don't know how, I've never been a part of any other NFL environment, but it does seem like the last 2 years, the environment in the jungle has been really crazy. really loud. So I mean, I'll take it. And I feel like the Seahawks aren't a team we can slack on. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Oh no, if we come in flat, they're gonna beat us. Just like
Yeah.
Let
just
them
like the
come in and
Titans did.
smack us in the
Mhm.
face.
They'll come out and smack us in the face. Yeah, good point.
Like, I could see us like going down the field, the kind of like the Browns at home, like a Denzel pick six, like kind of take the crowd out of the game
Good
and
ball game.
they run with it. Just let Kenneth kind of like control the game.
Yeah.
Because they're also a good play action team. So if you like get Kenneth going, you got they got DK and Lockett, and then Jackson Smith if they could get him going. If they had the play
Yeah,
action
it just
going.
seems like
Like,
why
you
does
could
it, why
see-
does it
you
seem
could
like
see
it's
it
just the
going
lid,
bad.
take
It's
the lid
just-
off from him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could see it going bad. I hope not. But
And it's the NFL. Anything can really realistically happen.
Any given Sunday.
So I mean, what? I mean, we're about to get into the Week 5 NFL recap, but Eric's first point in here is none of my bets hit, and I'm tired of it.
Hey, where's the cash? Where's the opposite of the cash? The opposite of the cash down.
It's one of the buttons. I don't feel like messing it up right now, but I agree. I mean, I feel like I put together these really good parlays with, especially these Monday night. Dobbs 40+ yards should have been a lock. He got one reception for 4 yards.
No such thing as a lock except McCaffrey Teddy.
He scored is it 14 straight or something like that?
Yeah, it's like 14 or 15.
Yeah, like that's crazy. But I'll bet on him to get a touchdown, and he's not going to get it. But I feel like it's just this year the NFL has been very unpredictable. I mean, it always is.
It all started off bad once the Bills lost on Sunday morning in London. That's how my day started. Bad.
That was a tough beat.
And then the Ravens cost me a lot. In a lot
Yeah,
of
an
my
early
parlays, so
morning parlay buster. Nothing
Yeah.
like it.
The Bills and the Ravens were the big parlay busters for me this weekend.
Yeah, the Ravens losing to the Steelers was kind of. I mean, it's obviously.
I knew it was gonna be a tough game.
Yeah, but
I thought
I was kind of shocked by that too. The way they lost was kind of shocking to me.
8 drop passes just doesn't help you.
Yeah, like they beat themselves.
Like Lamar's stats would have been.
I saw someone that does film breakdowns. They said Lamar had the most impressive, like, 1 interception game, 0 touchdown, 1 interception game of all time. Just because of those drop passes.
Yeah, if like all those would have been completions, he would have had like 390 and 3 tutties.
They probably would have won. I mean, I think was it Mark Andrews who dropped the touchdown pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Aguilar?
Bateman and Andrews, I think, both dropped touchdown passes.
Didn't Aguilar drop one too?
It was a deeper pass. I don't know if it would have been a touchdown. It might have been.
It was on a deep route though, wasn't it?
He was on a deep
Yeah.
route. He did drop it. Yeah. Wish he could have done that against us. That would have been nice. But
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
what do you guys think about Brock Purdy in the Niners right now?
Brock Purdy is.
The second coming of
I
Montana.
think he could be a top 10 right now. I think Purdy could be top 10.
Dude, I mean, yes, he has probably one of the top 2 teams around him,
Mm-hmm.
but he's making the plays. I mean, he's not turning the ball over. He's winning football games. He's making the right decisions.
Still reading the defense.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, because I wanted to say it's the system. For as much as you want to say that, like,
it's not.
It's not. He's balling. Like, it is, but it
Like,
isn't.
yes, they
Like,
have
he's-
talent around him. Like, obviously, their line is awesome. They have the skill players, top 2 in the league. They have the best defense in football. But, I mean, you take Purdy away and you put in, I don't know, who do you think? Who would you compare him to?
Purdy right now, I say he's just as good as Tua.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he's just very, like, consistent, too. Like, you know what you're getting from him. He's not going to turn the ball over. And that's
no.
what you need. Like,
Yeah.
that's exactly what the 49ers need. So,
I think Tua and Purdy are both in the same level of quarterback play. Not very good arm strength, but can read a defense, knows their offensive scheme very well.
And
and
accurate.
honestly,
and accurate.
that's what I thought Bryce was going to be. But Bryce isn't. I mean, he's.
dude, look at the situations, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Completely different.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot different. I mean,
Yeah.
the 49ers weren't drafting first.
No, I know, but I was just saying, like, I thought that's what. Never mind. It's for you guys.
No, I'm just saying, like, I know what you're saying. Like, you thought he was gonna be more poised, like, decision making.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the time though. Like, he's gonna have to make decisions on
Yeah, just
a
in
lot
that
faster.
situation. Horrible team.
Yeah, I mean, but that's
Speaking of that, have you guys been seeing this stuff about Frank Reich coming out of, like, they thought they were seen, like, talking to C.J. Stroud, like, before the draft, like, saying, like, you're gonna do, like, so basically saying, like, the owner pretty much pulled a draft day and called, and he wanted Bryce Young, but everybody else was saying, and they thought
wanted
they were gonna draft Stroud. Because it was like, who is it? Josh McCown, that's there now, was saying, like, can't wait till you're in North Carolina or whatever the state they're in, and stuff like that. And
North Carolina.
Yeah,
Charlotte.
I thought it was North Carolina.
Dude, so you're telling me right now, everybody in Carolina, but the owner, wanted Stroud.
I'm not gonna say everybody, but I'm saying, like, Frank Reich and McCown and, like, the guys that
I'd have to see the
decisions.
source.
I'm pretty sure. I know Colton's probably right about Frank Reich. I'm pretty sure Frank Reich did want Stroud. I'm pretty sure it was pretty well known.
That's
If you
why
want a
his
franchise
interview
quarterback,
this
he's
week was,
bigger.
like,
You know, he's
about the
bigger.
owner.
Like,
That's
and
why
he's
it came out about that interview.
balling
was
right
kinda
now. He's
big about
balling.
that
Yeah.
owner.
Stroud's balling too, so it's tough because when you go back to back like that, you're always gonna be compared.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter what you do, you're gonna be compared.
But I think with Stroud, they're not 0-5. The Panthers aren't.
No, I think Stroud was more ready to go right now, but you're looking at ceilings.
I think
like,
Stroud has a slightly better offensive line with a slightly better system.
Like, Stroud was, I would definitely say, more pro ready. Like, he's got a better arm. He's more of an athlete. With Bryce Young, you were getting more of, like, the playmaking, like, you know what I mean, his ability to read defenses, his ability to process, which Stroud's obviously able to do too. I probably would have went Stroud, but
I mean, Bryce Young struggled against the Lions. He had 2 interceptions. He has 4 this year. Stroud has 0 so far.
it's hard to judge an Alabama quarterback too, because they always have a great line, and they always have great weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like, it's not fair to, is it fair to Bryce Young to criticize him for having those? No, but at the same time, it's like the only time we haven't seen him with that, he's kind of struggled. But he's a rookie, so you got to give him time.
I see, but that's the thing is with thinking about it. This upcoming NFL draft is packed with quarterbacks. I mean, you got Caleb Williams, Drake May. Not going to put in Shadir Sanders because he's probably going back to college.
Bo Nix,
Bo Nix, Michael
Penix
Jr., and Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler's probably a second-round guy.
Yeah,
Second,
third round, yeah. So, I mean, you definitely have options there. But if you're not getting – I don't think after Caleb Williams and maybe – I would say probably Bryce Young's probably better than everybody else. Like, worth, like, drafting that high again. You know what I mean?
Who's
Giving up on him early.
Washington quarterback. Is he going to be
Same how?
No, Michael Penix.
Michael Penix, yeah.
He's kind of older, but yeah, he's going to get drafted.
I would take –
because it's what, him? Who'd you say? Him, Caleb, obviously, Drake May.
I would take – right now, I would take Caleb Williams and Drake May over Bryce Young.
What about the Florida State quarterback, Jordan Travis? Is he going to be – or is he like a late guy?
Haven't done much.
I'd have to look
at
more
him.
mocks.
Haven't looked into him on that much. But I'm a big fan of Drake May. I think he's a pro-ready guy. Sam Hartman's also going to be entering the draft this year.
I think he's more. He's going to. I think he could be a Brock Purdy situation.
I see he's fourth or fifth, maybe even sixth round material.
Yeah, I think he again could be like a Brock Purdy situation.
Yeah,
like a good processor if he went to the right situation. But I don't think he's. It's just hard because I kind of like Notre Dame, so it's hard to see them lose with him.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
But the draft is going to be a fun situation considering. I mean, you look at Bill Belichick right now. What's he going to do with Mac Jones?
I hope they get the first pick so they can get Caleb Williams. But
you want the Patriots to reign dominance on the AFC again?
No.
I don't think that would happen. I just think it'd be cool to really see if it, you know what I mean, give him another franchise QB to see if it's actually him or if it was Brady.
I mean, they lost 31-0. Who is to blame? Is it Bill? What do you do?
It's that line. Like Mac also has like no time.
Who did I just see said like the Patriots need to bring in Bill and say you're done with player personnel, like you're our coach, but like you're done making player decisions, like because look at some of the last drafts, dude. Like Gonzalez has been a hit, obviously, but
Cole Strange is a hit.
He's been falling, and everybody thought, "What are you doing? Like, what is that?"
I'm one of those people. I was like,
and
"What are
so
you
was
doing?"
I thought that was the dumbest decision.
Yeah,
I
everybody's
was like, "That's the worst draft pick ever."
Everybody's like, "Who is
You got a
Cole
stud there.
Strange?"
it's just
I had the same reaction to that as when the Raiders took Alex Leatherwood, which obviously that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
I thought the Bengals were going to get him in the second or third.
Oh, that's what me and Eric were banking on because we watched the draft together. We're like, okay,
Yeah,
Bengals are
you're
going to
gonna
get
get him.
Alex Leatherwood in the second. Raiders, 17th pick. Nope.
Gruden went out with a bang.
Just, let me ruin the Raiders one more time before I leave. The Colts took care of the Titans
Dude,
after a great win against us.
Richardson gets hurt though.
He's going to have to learn how to
Dude, yeah, it's
He's
gonna
gonna have to
kinda
learn-
becoming a theme already.
He's played 4 games. He's left 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's
and he's electric though. Like he is fun
He's
to
fun,
watch,
yeah.
man.
He's
But
got to learn.
He can't stay in games.
He's got to learn how to take those hits.
Minshew starting for the Colts. I think that team could actually like sneakily win that division.
I mean, Colts had the best backup in the league.
I
without
thought
a doubt.
that too, but I
Like,
think
we'll see Sunday when the Colts play the Jags.
I was gonna say that you can tell for this game because
Yeah.
I think the Jags are after beating the Bills, they're probably hot right now. They're probably riding high.
I think
Yeah,
I
but
think the
hopefully
Jags
they
win that
aren't
division.
Riding too high. Is what I'm
No,
saying.
but it's definitely their division. Like it's.
I think the Jags take that division for sure.
No, I think so too. But I'm saying.
I
wouldn't sleep on
don't count the Colts out though. I agree.
I won't count the Colts out, but
With Jonathan coming back, like
I still think
'Cause
the
every
Colts
game
defense still
Minshew
needs some
came
work.
into, he won that game. They won the game.
it's true.
Yeah. Talk about it real quick with the Chiefs. I put in here that they're clearly the NFL's golden child.
I it's almost hard to watch Chiefs like when they play like on prime time. It's like I almost don't want to watch because if it comes down to crunch time at the end, you know there's a flag coming.
Or not a flag coming
Yeah,
when there's
not a
supposed to be a
flag.
flag.
Like it's almost like you know there's going to be a penalty in the big moment,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it kind of ruins it. I know everybody's gonna call me like
That's why I'm just like no comment.
Everybody's gonna call us
I know
haters.
People are saying we're
Everybody's
like
gonna call us
Bengals
haters.
and
Hey, they got their 2 rings. Shout out to them. Bengals had their chances to beat them, and they didn't.
I love
But you-
Patrick Mahomes. Don't
but-
get me wrong. I love
but,
Patrick Mahomes. I like
like-
Travis Kelce. I love Andy Reid. I'm a big Andy
make-
Reid
You
fan.
know, the argument is we shouldn't have been in those situations, but you can't argue. I guarantee, like somebody, we need to bring it up, get it to fact check it, but I guarantee you in the last like 10 primetime games, at least 6 flags in the last 2 minutes in a big moment in Chiefs games. I would guarantee it.
Against the Vikings, the Chiefs defender took his helmet off.
Against the Jets,
Supposed to be an automatic 15 yards.
And he like
he gave him
said,
a
"Put it
warning.
back
He gave him a
on."
warning.
The ref came out and said, "Put your helmet on." That's not how it works.
No.
That's supposed to be automatic. Helmet
It
off.
was in the
you flag it.
Steelers game. I think
They flagged TJ Watt.
Yeah.
They flagged TJ Watt for taking off his helmet
Yeah.
after a sack.
And that
And you're not getting a bigger defensive star than him.
That's what
Yeah,
I said.
no.
It's not like that. I don't remember who was it, but it wasn't somebody
It was
like
just
too
it
big.
was who was
I
it?
think it was Thornhill.
Thornhill.
No,
It was
Thornhill goes to
38.
the Browns.
It was number 38.
It was Snead.
Snead.
Snead, yeah.
Snead.
Yeah.
It's
That's the stuff that does.
It's stuff like
irritate
that
me.
that's like annoying. Like
Yeah.
like I
But
get
then
it.
We
Like
sound like we're petty Bengals.
Well,
fans.
no, like
this
last-
is just from an NFL fan
yeah, like
perspective.
Like the Bengals didn't lose last year to the Chiefs because of penalties. Like they could have beaten them.
I'm sorry. The Jets were a better team
but the
that
Jets.
Sunday night game. Jets were the
Yeah.
better team, and they lost because of a phantom hold on Sauce Gardner.
Yep.
There was no way that should have been called a hold. Sauce Gardner even went at him and said, "Yo, you're clearly protecting your shield." By the Chiefs are the NFL shield, without a doubt. In my mind, they are.
It's irritating.
It
I
is,
wish it was somebody that was on the NFC. Like so, at least because
I have no,
makes
I
it
have,
hard to beat
I have
them.
no grief with the Chiefs beating us. I have no beef with them. I don't care. But as an NFL fan, they favor them too
well,
much.
it's like I said. Like, you know the flag is coming.
You just it's
or not coming.
like we messed. A reason why I'm not mad, we messed up. We didn't make the right decision punting. Whether that was on the punter at the time, whether
Well,
that was his
we-
fault,
we had
if
the
it was
ball.
Darren Simmons' fault, or Joseph Asai pushing Patrick Mahomes late, we screwed up. They beat us fair and square, no problemo.
Yeah. Well, we had the ball before the 2-minute warning with a chance to go take the lead, and we didn't. We punted. So
we failed to get a first down.
So I mean,
it's on us.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame
For sure.
I mean, it is what it is.
But it's every game I've watched this year of the Chiefs, it seems like they've received favoritism from reffing.
Yeah.
I think they definitely are. I mean, NFL officiating sucks in general, anyways.
Oh, it's horrible.
So what was it? Don't remember what episode,
Well, then
but I talked about like the one that Denver should have. No, yeah, Denver should have got the 2-point conversion.
Although pass interference with
Yeah,
the
and then,
Commanders.
yeah, then
Yeah.
Seattle and
Yeah.
Detroit, you had a hold. I think none of those were caught. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
They
Officiating just sucks.
it's a hard job. I mean, it's an impossible job. But when you have all these replays and all this and all that, just be consistent. Like, don't be. You can't favor a team. Like, you have to be consistent. That's just all I think.
I
All fans
think-
are asking for. It's just consistency.
Well, what I saw, so Monday night, I don't know if did you guys watch the game Monday night?
Yeah.
They called too many or illegal man downfield. They called it 3 seconds later, upstairs. NFL said he's clean. Wasn't downfield. They reversed the call. Why can't we get that more often?
No, if you can, especially like you can bring in the expert. If they can do it like before the next play is like obviously being ran, if there's time,
Yeah.
do it. If it's gonna impact the game, do it. Like, there's big plays that don't get called back, and like the next play's a pick or this or that. Like,
And I'm a
there's
fan-
a change in football games.
I'm a fan. You should be able to challenge pass interference calls too.
I just think every penalty should be reviewed upstairs.
Yeah.
I mean, it might
like,
take up more time, but
it would probably be 1 or 2 people extra a game looking at the screen, like looking at the play, and then looking at the replay.
You see how fast Gene Steratore and Dean Blandino do it.
That's what I mean. Like,
Why can't we get that?
by the time the next play's called, you're telling me you can't have set the ball at first or second down. The play's probably not really gonna. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're still bringing out chains to measure first down. So you don't talk to me about game pace either.
yeah, like
So don't hit me with that.
NFL
So-
games are honestly like nobody complains about how long they are. Like, I don't.
No one
think.
cares.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You have 4-minute TV timeouts.
yeah, like
You want to make the games faster? Stop commercials.
right,
So, I mean, it's just as simple as that.
but
You want to make the games faster? I don't know. Just like that's why they took away the pass interference challenge
Yep.
because it was slowing down the game.
'Cause a lot of
And
people
coaches weren't-
wanting to challenge and
Coaches weren't
Looked at it.
successful with the challenges, but I'm telling you,
I think that was more because they didn't want to reverse their
I'm
calls.
saying, I don't think the
They-
NFL
they
wanted
didn't,
to put
no.
their
But-
the refs on blast and have them.
I was talking to a coworker earlier about it. I'm like, if it's a spot foul, say like pass interference, a spot foul, that has a major outcome to the game.
Yeah, it's huge.
Major, because like say, you're down 2 points, you heave up a Hail Mary, it goes 50, 60 yards, pass interference, you're in field goal range.
Yep.
But there was no pass interference. What if there was no pass interference? Now, as an entire team and organization and fan base, you're screwed
Yeah, I
because
hate
of a bad call.
I hate how much power there's so much power in the refs' hands with that.
Yeah.
Like, you'd rather them, if they're gonna throw it, they should have to be accountable. Like, it should be.
They should have post-game press conferences.
that would.
I don't know.
They
I don't-
really
that would be
should.
so
I don't even care about that. Just they should definitely be held accountable.
But
Like,
they're
if-
not held
like
accountable.
because
though.
each game is reviewed. Like, and they like come out and they'll say like they
But
missed calls.
it's
in
not.
this.
I won't blame the refs themselves. It's an NFL problem.
Yeah.
The NFL refs need to be unionized the same way MLB umpires are. They need that. I mean, NFL refs have a secondary job.
Yeah,
outside
no,
of
I
reffing.
agree. They need to make like a set amount of money. They need to have like a
Off-
set amount of refs.
Off-season training,
Yeah.
courses.
You gotta go through it all.
You
yeah.
ca- you
make it a
should-
full-time job. Yeah.
They shouldn't have to go be a professor at a college
No.
and then come work in the NFL.
Yeah. No. They should have a set amount of refs. Like you said, a unionized
Yeah.
salary, like all the stuff.
And then there's just some ref crews that continue to be bad week in and week out. And again, it's like I don't want to blame them. The NFL just needs to be held accountable for their employees.
Yeah.
It is their employees.
Yeah, because the players are technically like contractors.
The players are contractors. Their employer is technically the NFLPA.
Yeah.
So
So
that's technically their union.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, the NFL should really.
They have a union rep for the NFLPA.
Yeah.
The referee should have the same thing.
Do you think officiating would be better though?
Yeah.
to do
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because think
Well-
about it, if you're full time committed to that and you're being kind of held accountable, like if you have like, you know, if there's like a structure to where if you're making so many bad calls to where it's like noticeably like changing games, you're gonna again, you know, I mean, all right, you're getting less games refed. All right, you're not getting playoff games. All right, you're not doing this. You're not doing that. Guys are gonna want to do better. Like it's just gonna.
So the
They
MLB
already
had
kind of do that.
Yeah.
MLB had
That's what I'm
Angel
saying, but-
Hernandez.
Yeah.
Obviously, just
And
not
he
as
was-
much.
It took them way too long to get rid of him, but
Well, they didn't give him any playoff games, which she'll be thankful for that.
Yeah.
'Cause he's horrible. Of course, you're going to have some that are going to still
but
suck.
I mean, you
Yeah,
look at
you can't
the
eliminate
MLB.
human error.
The
Or if you can
MLB
make
is
the refs
completely
better.
different from the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
NFL, it's a 17 game season. You have 17 opportunities to make the playoffs. Why should a crew of, I don't know how many referees, maybe 11 referees per game, because they have quite a bit.
Because they have like secondary guys there too.
Yeah, they have a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Why are they impacting the game so much? Why is it in their hands on what happened? It's because it's every week. You know, there's a missed call, a huge missed call in one point or another
Yeah, and
in
then
a game.
And then you see it later. It's like, oh, we missed that one.
Yep. It's like, oh, well, you got the NFL officiating Twitter that's like, oh, well, this wasn't a catch or this was a catch. And you're like, well, this isn't going to help me win the game now.
Yep. We missed
Yep.
playoffs by one game. Thanks.
Yeah, right? Like, it comes down to the 17th game, and you're like, I hate to use this example because the Saints had their opportunity to win, but that missed pass
Oh,
interference.
Yeah, that's probably the
on-
worst of all time. Like that's got to be.
That's
That
so
I
bad.
hate to bring it up because the Saints did get the ball back. They had their opportunity to win, and they failed. But
I wanted Breeze to win one more.
they should have been in that situation in the first place. They
Like-
should have had their first down at the, I think it was like 10 or 8 yard line or whatever. They
Milk
should have had
some
a
clock.
touchdown. Yeah, true to the clock. They should have. They should have had that.
It all comes
Yeah,
down
it's
about
just-
throwing the flag,
Yeah.
getting it correct. It's like the Bengals Raiders playoff game. That crew didn't officiate another playoff game.
Yeah, no,
after
they
that
were
because of that.
horrible.
Yeah, because they threw that flag.
I almost thought the Bengals were gonna lose that
I- I-
game.
It was
They
scary.
didn't throw a flag. They said Burrow was out. Reviewed it.
Yeah, and he wasn't.
Nowhere close to being out.
Oh yeah,
They
well
said
that
it 'cause
Tyler
they
Boyd
blew- They
touchdown.
blew the whistle with the ball in the air.
I will give it to him. They technically helped us out.
Yeah, because
The-
the ball it plays dead when the blow the
Technically,
whistle.
once they blow the whistle,
Whistle.
dead play.
But they
They
said
did give us the
because-
touchdown.
They said because the ball was in the air.
They
But
gave
if
us
you
a
look at the
touchdown.
rule, yeah, it's
By rule, that should have been a dead ball, but by rule, those refs are idiots. You know what I mean?
why do you
Burrow
my
was a yard away from running out of bounds.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. We were at that game too.
We won though, so
Yeah, we did.
we got it. Little rant there to
Yeah, it's all right.
it's just NFL reffing. It just needs fixed.
Bears got their stunning win on Thursday night football.
Yeah,
They did, yeah.
We'll see if they keep it up.
We were watching it live on our last episode, so if you watched that one, you know we were watching it. But we thought maybe we could come back because we were rooting for Washington. But
Had Washington money line in every
Yeah.
single parlay.
Yeah, that was
the
rough.
one time
I
Eric
was-
doesn't take the Bears.
So yeah, the only time I don't take the Bears, they end up pulling that out, winning by 20.
Speaking of parlays, we have the Cincy Strikes parlay this week.
Oh yeah, I think we just keep keeping it short and sweet and for
Yeah. The player lines aren't out yet still, so
Yeah.
we'll have to post that like fully. But
nice.
uh,
We went 2-0 again this past week. We just had the Bengals. I don't know if we did money line or spread, but they
we
both
did
hit.
spread.
Well, I mean, spread would have
Both
covered.
hit,
Yeah. we did. I
And
think we did
then-
minus 2.5.
And then I said Jamar Tutty, and he had 3.
He had
so
3. Yep. This week, I think we're gonna just keep it simple. I don't know exactly what the spread is for the Bengals. I think it's minus 2.
3.
Is it 3?
Yeah, that's 3.
I was gonna say minus 2.5, but I would take Bengals minus 3, and I would also take. I'm not sure what his line is, but Jamar's over in yards.
Yeah, and for this week, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say him. I was gonna switch it up because obviously I could go easily to a Jamar Tutty. But I was gonna say, but I don't know if T is gonna play this week. If T doesn't play, I want to say a Trent Irwin touchdown. But if T plays, I'm gonna see a T touchdown because I think he's due. Burrow will try to make sure he gets one. Yeah, that's it for our Cincy Stripes parlay.
Yeah,
So
kind of trying to keep it, trying to, 3 to 4 legs as we try to, stack some wins.
Yeah.
Hopefully can. Right before we end the episode, we'll get into our Week 6 games of the week. My game of the week is going to be the Jets versus the Eagles. I think the Jets can make some noise against the Eagles this week. I just feel like they're my upset.
I like that defense against the Eagles' offense.
Oh yeah, I think Zach Wilson's really starting to pick it up.
Yeah.
I think he had a decent game against the Broncos. Not the best, not
He
the
didn't
worst.
He didn't cost them the game. Like
He
they
didn't-
won. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they won.
that's all you can ask
The
for.
key for the Jets is going to be getting turnovers and getting Brees Hall going.
Brees season.
But Jalen Carter is looking like a stud, though.
Hmm.
But their pass defense doesn't look the same like it did last year. But,
Yeah.
So hopefully Zach Wilson can turn it around. Like you said, I'm rooting for the Jets, but I think unless they have like 2 defensive touchdowns or something, I think Philly wins this one. But I like it. For as my game of the week, I got the Cowboys at the Chargers. I think this one's going to be a high-scoring game. The Chargers' defense is not good. The Cowboys' defense has looked all right. Obviously, it has a good pass rush, but when Trayvon Diggs went out and stuff like that, it's been looking kind of hit or miss. And I think Dak's going to need a big bounce-back game after getting embarrassed by the Niners, mixed with also a big Chargers prove-it game because they're 2-3 or something, and it's a Monday Night Football game.
I think
They're
that's good.
in
If you have
LA.
anybody in that game for fantasy, I think you're going to be happy.
That's why I'm thinking it's gonna be a high scoring game.
My game of the week, I'm going 49ers Browns. I'm not sure. Is Deshaun out? Do you say?
He didn't
he's
practice
out.
today,
He's
so I'm
out.
not sure if
Yeah.
he's out for sure.
Even so, I think the Browns are a kind of team that if you come in and don't take them as serious, they can definitely beat you, no matter who's at quarterback.
You say that
Um,
he did practice?
I said he did.
Okay.
Just with their defense. The 49ers, obviously, probably, in my opinion, the best team in football right now. 5-0, looking insane, unstoppable, just rolled the Cowboys. Gonna kind of not really approve a game, but I just think it's another good defense to test Brock Purdy in the offense. If they go out and hang 40 again on them, then look out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm curious to see how they.
It's
their
more of
offense
like
does on
I think the
Jim
Niners
Schwartz's
win.
defense.
It's just gonna. I just kind of am excited to see that offense versus the defense.
My game of the week is going to be Bengals and Seahawks. Real big game for Cincinnati. I think they have to win.
We need to be 3-3 going into the bye.
Seattle, a pretty good team. Like we said before, they have given out 7 sacks.
Mm-hmm. They've allowed 7. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be a pretty good battle for the D-line, see what they can do. Bengals pretty bad with big explosive plays. They let up a ton. Like you said, they're hit or miss. So they get a couple of these big plays. It could be bad.
I just feel like the Seahawks are a big play or nothing.
Like 2-minute offense.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going to hurt Cincy if they let
like
them
it's
get
either like
too
a
many.
big deep ball to lock it down the field, or maybe Metcalf making plays, like trucking people
Yeah.
over and stuff. Hopefully not this week against us, but we'll see.
Like Gary said, if you can stop them from running it, make them throw on that 3rd and long, they should have it.
Yeah. Just closing remarks. I think it's gonna be a good game with Seattle. I think it's gonna be a closer game than what it was with the Cardinals.
I think this one's a 7 to 10 point game.
I think my score prediction is 27-20. Or maybe 27-24. I think it's going to be a close game.
It's going to be close.
I do think it's going to be a dogfight a little bit.
I think there's some turnovers. I think it's I'm predicting like 28-27, 28-24. Like it's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah,
I think the Bengals will kind of be in control of it, hopefully, but I think we come out on top. It's going to be close though.
I think My score prediction's 31-23 Bengals.
I'm not gonna do one. I can't pull. I just
like
can't.
it.
I just.
Oh
Can't.
yeah, it's I think right now where our team is, I think it's an evenly matched game.
Yeah, I think it's what they do well, we kind of match up good. They both match up really well against each
Yeah,
other.
I
So
think it's going to be a good game.
yeah.
That's it for episode 7. Titled it "Always Open."
Always
Shout out to
open.
Jamar.
7-Eleven, baby.
7-Eleven. All right, see you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.